What's up, guys? We're here with Eddie with his first place deck profile, Vegeks from the Gamerz event. He's going to give you the breakdown, give you all the tech so you can have that same success.
Common.
Finally made it with Vegeks, right?
So, yeah.
With a common deck there.
What'd you play against in the tournament? How'd it go for you?
Played against everything. Like this tournament, shout out to Gamerz and Eric and Seth for hosting it. This tournament had everything, man. I had the whole meta was in there. Sync Shannon was in there. If you look at the triangle, right? Broly, Vegeks, Gotenks. And then in the middle, you had Sync Shannon, Clash Clue. I played Bulma in top 8. I played a lot. There's a lot of good decks in there, man. But without further ado, because my wife is downstairs. Speaking of my wife being downstairs waiting for me, huge shout out to her. She told me she didn't want to go because she's going to give birth. She was like, it's going to come anytime now. But then Andrew and Jonathan came the night before, and she saw me in the morning. She's like, you look sad. You still have time to make it? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, if you want to go, you can go. I'm like, say less, fam. I gave her the credit card, and I went to the tournament, and I ended up winning. So, huge shout out to her. So, without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So, Vegeks, right? Big thing I want to say, I'm not going to go too in-depth on it. I'm just going to give you the list, but I'm going to give you a few tips that I do, and a lot of players look at me like I'm crazy. But if you do want to see the in-depth deck profile, please go to the PPG Patreon. So, Vegeks, right? You know what the leader does. Mills 5, draw 1. Biggest thing I want to tell you is if you lose a Dyro, when you play Vegeks, charge your energy. After you charge your energy, always attack. I hate when people use their mill 5 first, because if you burst 5, you're telling your opponent, hey, you hit the stones or you hit doo-doo. you showing that before you attack really changes on what attacks they take and what perspective they're going to do against you. If you just attack, they have nothing. They have to think the worst. They have to think this guy's going to mill like the stones. So do I defend it or do I not defend it? So if you attack and they give you a card and you whiff, like you completely whiff. I'm playing 50 cards. I'm not going to whiff, but if you somehow you do whiff, it's good because they just gave you a card and now they're going to be behind one card. And not only that, it's really, really good against, that strategy is really, really good against blue and yellow because the thing with this Zamasu super combo, when you attack, and if they really want to play defensively, they could just Zamasu super combo you and either rush your leader or whatever else you want to attack with. So, big tip I want to give to you guys. Attack with it first, then use your ability. On the awaken side, I can't stress this enough. When you're awakened, you draw first. After you draw first, you mill your 5, and then you declare double strike to unison, and then you start playing your guys. You can get shark if you start taking guys out. Like, let's say, okay, you do your ability, right? You draw, you mill. Before you give double strike to anything, you use your trunks. Your trunks comes out, you freaking take a life with your trunks, and then you're like, oh, I give my unison double strike. It doesn't work like that. How it works is you draw, you mill, then you announce you're giving me double strike or not. Point blank period. Don't forget about that, guys. The best thing about it, Andrew said in his profile, the permanent, you can't deck out, bro. Like, I'm playing 50 cards and I still didn't deck out. Like, you really can't deck out. It's almost impossible to deck out. But another MVP factor on it is giving your unison double strike because there's less than a handful of cards in this game right now that can stop a lethal unison attack. That's not a negate. Like, once it goes through and say no negate, there's less than a handful of cards. There's cards that can stop it, but there's less than a handful that can stop that, so it's pretty good. All right, so let's get into the actual deck. We have 4 Dark Parliament Saiyans. This is just a staple. Like I said, look at the triangle. That's how you base making your deck show. Red Broly, green Gotenks, and the mirror match. Absolute killer in the mirror match. You go second, and if you go first in the mirror match, find this your mulligan, and you just sit on it. That's it. You go second in the mirror match, put it back in, go get your secret identity, which I'll show you later. Against Red Broly, you can play this, because if you play this, it forces them now to use Piccolo on your turn 1 versus using your TP, which is kind of good if you don't have your overwhelmed trunks. It stalls your turn, and hopefully you get to see it. If not, hey,
Another important thing is it stops him from ultimating.
See, Papa.
So, better to play that guy than die.
Yep, that's facts. Next important card, this is low-key underrated because a lot of people just take this for granted. It's Power Burst. Guys, I can't explain how much Power Burst is just useful. If you miss this guy in a mirror match, that's why you play 4. If you miss him in your hand, but then you mill him, guess who's gonna come back later? You literally play 8 copies of Dark Fire Man saying with this. This thing is broken. You have to play that 4. Yes, some people say no negates. I don't know where that came from. This is not, don't look at it as a negate. Look at it as an enhancer. If you need it, if you need it defensively, you're gonna need it. If you need it offensively, like to awaken, let's say you don't need this guy, but you just want to awaken, you can literally take a life, pick this up, The next turn, you're going to take another life because of this guy. You have to play this at 4, in my opinion. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to. So it's 4. Next cards I play at 3. Shout out to the man holding the camera, Andrew Duvall. After that loss in top 4 in Miami, I said, you know what? If I don't play the chain, I should really put these back in the main board because you have no combo power. Like, you guys saw it. You guys saw it on PPG's Patreon. This is the top 4 matchup between us. He literally destroyed me. Like, he had the chain out, and like, there's no I can even combo because literally if I combo, he has a full hand still. So I was like, okay, cool. You clear my board. Not only do you clear my board, now you start swinging out of life. Once I start giving you cards, it's just game. At least with this, I can start interrupting his plays, like take his Majin Boos out while having defense or stuff like that. So without this, I don't think you even have a chance. Like, I had to include these in. I wanted to put it at 4, but I play 50 cards. So it's kind of rough, so I put it at 3. But you have to have these at least at 3 if you're not running the chain. Because in a mirror match, if you get caught up against someone who will run the chain, you will get absolutely like ran over. It's not even fun, trust me. That matchup, it was so bad. If you guys watch that matchup, you'll see it. He was beating me, and I was announcing what he was going to do on my turn. I'm like, I'm going to pass. He's going to do X, Y, and Z. Legends was sitting next to me just laughing because he just did X, Y. It's that easy for them if you don't have that and they're running the chain. So the next 4 is going to be, obviously, the staple cards is going to be your free Vegeks fodders. I'm not going to really explain to you why they're important, but I'm going to explain to you their actual effects. So a lot of people don't know this. This guy, it wins you the mirror match. Like, you don't have the chain. If you're able to protect him, like if they're just willy-nilly trying to swing at you later, they're never going to be able to really kill you because you can use these defensively. There's a lot of things you can do between playing with Dark Power Match, Saiyan, Majin Boo's signature attack to make sure you don't die. Just make sure you don't go to 2 because literally they have the Splinter in mind. They get you a double strike, anything like that. If you're able to just play smart, and your opponent is willy-nilly trying to kill you, just ignoring this will just win you the game, point blank, period. This is really, really good. If you whiff against Red Broly and you go first and you hit this out, guys, don't forget, yes, it's a free 19k body, but if somehow they leave the 3 drop up or they leave a 1 drop up, when you attack or when they attack, tap 2 and warp it. If you're able to warp that chain before they awaken, they literally have to hard play another one and take an energy. So don't forget about this activate battle. Like, literally, it's really, really important. Like I said, if you want to go and hear an actual in depth on how to beat the deck, check out the PPG Patreon because it's on there. The Trunks, I literally use this only to block this. If you're attacking my leader, I'll take it. I really don't care. If you're attacking my Unison, then I'll block it. If you're just attacking my leader and this stays on board, make sure before you use your leader's ability to burst 5, you attack and you give it a combo power. Because it feels bad when you burst 5 and you mill another one. It's like, well, damn, I could have used that one. So make sure when you attack, you combo it off. This, don't use it willy-nilly. It's a free pseudo combo. Make sure you know how to play with it. Because, like I said, once again, in the PPG Patreon, a lot of people misuse this card. This card is not saying, hey, I'm going to go to 5 because I have super combos in my hand. Like, no, this card is just a lifesaver. And I actually won a game. I won my first round with this card. That guy cleared my board. He had the AOD Unison. I'm like, oh snap, this guy really ballsy. He tapped out turn 3. I'm about to kill him, so I'm about to just mill 5. I'm playing 50 cards. I'm going to hit the stones. I mill 5 and whiffed. I looked at my hand. I'm like, oof, okay, what can I do here? He had 2 life. I had no more attackers. He stopped my leader attack. Played the Kai. Attack, nothing, cool. Dropped the hand and dropped the Kai, double strike Kai on it, and it was a game. So she actually won me the game. Shout out to her. This one is really controversial. I don't care what no one says. You have to play Temper Rescue Trunks. Literally, this can be live turn 1, especially when you're playing a card like this that says, don't forget, when you play this card, this instantly goes to drop. Extra cards go to drop. They don't stay in a combo area. So you activate it. If you whiff, this is live. Turn 1. That's really, really, really important because it allows you, like against Legends, right? I went against Legends. He was my only loss in Swiss. Game 1, I went first. I had the stones. And then, but the thing with hitting the stones, you have nothing in drops. Your super combos are dead. Then he charged 1 energy. As soon as he charged that 1 energy and passed, he literally lost. My super combos were live. I was like at 6 live. I had 2 freaking splinter in mine. It was just stony. But I would have been able to kill him if it was not for super combos like this. Because if I had to wait till I'm at 4 life, I'd have lost. So in my opinion, you have to run 4 of these. It's nuts, trust me. Especially in a mirror match when they try to like go around your stuff to kill this guy right here. Of course, he played the package. Once you leave this Vegeta on board, they will always try to KO this. The only super combos I expect you to play are the Vegeta super combos and the Bibbidi super combos. So they'll do something janky, say 30, just to see which super combo you play. If you get the Bibbidi, they're like, okay, cool, he plays the Bibbidi. If you don't, they're like, okay, he plays the Vegeta. I'm like, oh, that's why you got? Okay, cool. Boom, draw a card. Like, oh, snap, you played that. I'm like, yeah. The fact that I played that and I'm able to draw, keep my hand size up, they're not going to keep trying to swing into this. Because not only is this a sparking super combo, it's live. Your power, if this is live, your power burst is also going to be live, which actually start picking up Kai. So it's going to be like a game where you can't kill this guy. And in the mirror match, you killing him is really, really important because you stopping your opponent from playing with Splintering Mind, it's a really, really valuable. So I'm going to say it's really, really valuable without going into too much depth. This is the alternate overrun package, Secret Identity Mad Saint, and SS3 Son Goku Man on a Mission. So it should be 4 secret identities, and it should be SS3. Get out of my deck because it's literally bait. Like literally, it's bait. Shout out to Dylan Warren. He said this in a mirror match. I'm like, you know what? You're actually right. He said this right here. All it does is if it gets negated, you warped 6 cards for no reason. This gets negated.
Yeah, you get negated or blocked.
Yeah, you get negated or blocked. This you can't get blocked. You no matter what you do, this is gonna take for a fact 1 card out of their hand because you have to negate it or counterplay it. And it's going to take things from your field. Like, you can't really stop that card. So this, that's out of here. Man, it was cool for shits and giggles, but it's not really worth it. And the next 3 cards I play are going to be my 3 double strike enablers. Because once again...
Only 3?
Yeah, only 3. I wanted to play 4, but like I said, space was tight. I had more than 4, but like I said, once I played Andrew in top 4 and he bodied me, I had to find room for.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you really have. Without this, I was scarred. I'm like, I went undefeated the entire day. I told all my opponents at PPG, the Giant Force event, right? Told everyone. And I played against Andrew, and he swiftly told me. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what happened? And I'm like, you know what happened? I didn't have these, like, at all. And I didn't have the chain. If you have the chain, maybe you can get around it. But not having the chain, you have to play this. So that's the main board. Let's get into the sideboard real quick. Yeah, I have the third one of this, but it's not going to matter because it's going to be just 4 secret identities. Man on a Mission is man on some dookie. I have this in the sideboard that goes in. Like I said, it's going to be in the main board. I'm a man that likes consistency, so I have 4 of these. If I have an issue against blue, such as Invoker is really the main one, and then Blue Baby, I'm really going to say you're not going to win. I like to see 4 of those. Because if my personal opinion is if I'm siding, it's because I need to see it. So why not just max out at 4?
Even with Power Burst, you feel like you need 4?
100%. Because if you have multiple, they look at you. Like, this is the thing, right? When you play tools or whatever, like you play 2, right? So you see it, the most you can do is 2. You're going to win the game, but then you're going to play the game. If I have 4 and I catch 2 or 3, and I just have 4, I'm not going to play the game. They're just going to shake my hand and say, you got it. I'm dead serious. No baby player is going to sit there against, I guarantee you, against 4 of these on board and just say, oh, hopefully I'll get an out. You're not going to get an out to all 4. You're not. You're just not. That's just facts. That's not my reasoning on playing it. My reasoning is I like 4, I like to be consistent.
Right.
But I'm telling you, if you have 2, the chance of you having 2 and you only play 2 is already slim, even with Power Burst. But if you have 4, you get like somehow at least 3 or 4 on board. They're not going to play the game. The game's literally over. You can go watch something else. I'm dead serious. The next one I play is going to be 4 Quetzalcoatls. I will never take these out because I'll give him a shout out, Travis Washburn. This guy always ends up in top cut with either Pan or Bulma. I don't know how, but he just does it. Like, and the same thing happened in this tournament. I faced no red at all. The last time I can't remember the last time I even used this card. Yeah, Quetzalcoatl hasn't been used. I played in 3 turns back to back to back. It's against you, Jonathan. Against his topos. That's literally 3 events ago when I actually played this in the main board.
Yeah, it's a necessary evil. You just gotta play it because if not,
you have to
topo's
play
too much.
in the sideboard because in the main board, like I said, if you look at the triangle, no one really does anything. People will say play Topo and Red Broly. I don't know where that comes from. At least in the main board, I don't know where that comes from. You're gonna see leave 2 energy up for a Topo. Yeah, that's not how we do it. Next one is going to be a crack in space time. My reasoning behind this was for green gold tanks. That was literally my only, besides the top 4 loss, was literally my only loss in 3 events to green gold tanks. I said I'll never lose that game again. Literally, it was against Devin Butterworth, and it was against Justin Rios. Everything else was beat. It was easily the win suit for me. But against those guys so easily defeated me. I'm like, bro, this could never happen to me again. I'm like, what really, really, really hurts? And I found out what really, really, really hurts is playing this guy, regardless, because they don't have a real true counterplay, right? They have a counterplay that KOs your guy. Being able to play this and then warping their board, and then you know they're gonna lose at least 3 cards because the freeze is gonna kill this, and then Dorm Potential is gonna lose another card from your hand. So it's at least 3 cards, and now you being able to say, hey, Single Leader, by the way, it's 30k double strike. They're gonna take it. It's way too many cards they lost from their hand. They're 100% gonna take it.
Yeah,
so.
They lose 2. The way that works is basically they lose 2 from dormant.
Exactly.
And to out combo that card, they need either
they
5.
They need both because they usually play a 2-2 split, right? So they need both their 2 draw super combos because the other 2 are gonna be zeros. And if you don't have the 2 super combos, you're not gonna try to stop an attack to go to 1 card in hand while you're still at 6. Like you're gonna take that life. So regardless. I would never cut this down against green gold. I let it all loose. I put the 4th one in. Every time I attack you, the first thing I do is Secret Identity. After you Secret Identity, clear the board, you start letting loose, fam. Like, these bad boys come in clean. Where they at? Against green gold tanks. Yeah, these bad boys come in clean. When I attack you, it's going to be at least whatever it is, plus 15. But like I said, check out the Patreon for in-depth deck profile, and what was it? This is the last one.
Yeah, that's the last card. The 4th of the extension.
The 4th one of the module extension attack. So, shout outs real quick. Shout outs to the team. Shout out to Machado, Eric, Seth, all them boys. Shout out to Andrew for beating my butt in the mirror match because she's like, Eddie, I did it for a reason, and he did do it for a reason because now I'll never lose to another mirror match. I'm telling you, I play tested only mirror matches, bro. Like it's insane. Yeah, shout out to everyone who came. Shout out to Jonathan, Andrew who went out. Shout out to Legends. And yeah, shout out to Team Phil X CPG. We won another event. We will see you guys in March. And bring your best decks because we will be ready.
All right.